Saturday. Welcome to SNES Shmup Night. Horizontal side-scrolling shooter. Fly around and blow a bunch of stuff up. I'm so cool. Yeah, we're doing 3 Super Nintendo games. The first is this, UN Squadron. Bunch of you are already familiar with it. And then we've got Darius Twin. Assuming Darius Twin works. My card is really old, and it really doesn't like to make connections very well, so... I had this since it launched on the system. I learned about it through Nintendo Power, and it looks super cool. And it turns out it is actually super cool. I think this was known as like Squadron 88 or something in the original Japanese. So, if you're curious about the backstory to this, I have instruction. Also, you want to see something really cool? Something really, really cool that I learned how to do this on. Mwah! Hi everybody. I learned how scenes work in OBS. So now I can show you things like the UN Squadron instruction manual, and you can actually see it. Of course, now you can also see how pixelated and crappy my camera is, but yeah. Haha. So yeah, it actually tells you in the instruction book, which unfortunately doesn't have a whole lot of whatever. Welcome to Area 88. A year ago, a ruthless army of mercenaries swept across the kingdom of Aslan and destroyed everything in their path. Guided by the arms dealers of Project 4, the mercenaries now control every area of the country. Except one. On a tiny piece of desert lies the last hope of the people of Aslan. There in a small corner of Area 88 are the world's finest pilots, the UN Squadron. For months, they have been waiting for the exact moment to begin their assault on the forces of Project 4. That moment has just arrived. That's what we're going to do. Let's switch this back. Alright. A little preview of the combat here. Which can get pretty hectic, especially if you ramp the difficulty up. Let's get to it. I think I've done enough rambling for now. Okay, I don't think there are any options I need to switch. We're going to play on normal. Vulcan, special weapon, change. That's fine. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. We've got some kind of important decisions to make up front. You get to pick your pilot in this one, and each one has kind of a special ability. So it's important to note the planes in this have... I didn't do that. I guess it's timed. I'm gonna reset that because I'm not picking Shin. The planes in this... they have a main gun, which you power up by collecting power-ups. They have special weapons, which you buy before missions. And they have health. You can take more than one hit in this game. So each of the pilots specializes in one of those things. The first one, Shin, levels up his weapon faster than normal. The second one, Mickey, gets more uses of special weapons when you buy them. And Greg takes more damage. It's kind of no contest here. Greg is like far and away the best character because also while he recovers from damage faster, and while you are damaged, you can be killed in one hit. So just so you can get a better idea of what this map looks like, here you go. So this is the mission map with our commander here. We can only select missions in the highlighted areas, so right now it's only this one particular mission that we can get to. So, intro mission. The target is the frontline base. Take it and make it our sword for thwarting Project 4. Alright, good. You want to see Greg's face. Okay, so there's 2 things you can spend money on. One is airplanes. Everybody starts with the F-8E. And then there are 5 other planes you can upgrade to. They're all listed in the instruction manual, but I can give you like the basic rundown. The F-8E only has like 3 special weapons it can equip out of like a dozen. The F-20 has access to a few more. The F-14D has access to like all the forward-facing ones. And then these three over here all have special abilities. The A-10A, its normal weapon also fires downward, which is really helpful for missions with lots of ground targets. The YF-23, I believe homing missiles can't lock onto it at all, which is pretty interesting. And then the F-200 has access to all of the special weapons in the game and also has the highest max level for its main gun. We'll need to talk about this later because I am willing to let you guys decide my purchasing, because normally when I play this game, I save up for the A-10A and then I save up for the F-200. But we'll kind of go with what you guys want to see. Also, the last two planes are the only ones that have higher max main weapon limits. And the A-10A has a lower one, but it fires twice as much, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, of the 11 special weapons in the game, this one can equip the cluster, which fires out a cluster of explosions around you. Bombs, which just gives you 50 rounds of bombs to drop straight down. And the Mega Crush, which is a screen clear. We don't need any of those for the first mission. And we only have 3,000 bucks to start with anyway, so. Here we go. Okay, kind of funny thing about the main weapon in this game. It fires like automatically if you hold the button down for a time. Like, press and hold, and then it stops firing. So you kind of have to let off the button periodically to let your cannons reload in a way. Oh. That's a special pickup that wipes everything on the screen. So this first mission's a nice, easy introduction. Those are special weapon, or main weapon upgrades. They're worth 1 point each. In the top right, you can see under the POW box, that's how many we need to upgrade, and total is how many we have total. The blue ones are worth 3, the red ones are worth 1, so we still need 8 more to upgrade again. But we got the first level, so. Alright, first boss. Get used to seeing those little homing missiles. They're going to be kind of ubiquitous in this game. I don't know if shooting that colored bauble right under the missile thing actually does extra damage. But you can shoot this one anywhere. I know it'll do the trick. You can just fire the treads if you want. It's no big deal. Something seems kind of odd here. Hang on a second. Oh shit. What the hell? Have you guys actually been chatting with me? Because I'm not seeing anything. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna leave this open just in case. Oh Christ, there you are. Yeah, hey Lord Sloth. Yeah, sorry, I haven't seen any chat. Something's wrong with my OBS tonight. You know what? I updated it, and I think it kind of screwed a bunch of stuff up because it hasn't been giving me trouble lately, and then it started crashing again. So, but yeah, I can see it now. Sorry about that. We've been chatting for about 8 minutes. God damn it, guys! All right, catch me up to speed on what you've been talking about. In the meantime, let me explain these next 4 missions. Audio balance for the game is a bit high. That is something I can definitely fix. There we go. Okay, so the red triangles are stationary missions. They're usually taking out bases or just clusters of enemies. The airplanes actually approach your base. And if they reach Area 88, you can't take any other mission. I know. Hey, Vesti. What's up, buddy? I'm sorry. God, I thought nobody wanted to talk to me tonight. I thought everybody was just gonna lurk. Stupid OBS. I actually saw an article today that a bunch of like top streamers have been having trouble with OBS lately. Nice polka dot. Thank you. I love this shirt. They've been having troubles with OBS just like dropping out periodically. Random comments for the Peanut Gallery. Nice polka dots, bud. You look more like a mad hermit in full sea. Okay. Back again. So yeah, I usually do the aerial missions. I might marry this shirt. You never know. It's legal here in California. I usually do the mobile missions first, so I don't have to worry about them. These missions. This one is. If you click on them, it gives you the description of the mission, but you have to go into it. This one is like a desert base, where you're fighting enemies in like sandy canyons and stuff. The boss is super cool. This one's the forest base. You fly over a forest and then you do like these swooping runs against this giant forest fortress. And then this one you take on an entire naval force and you have to blow up a battleship at the end, which is actually really hard, if I remember correctly. But we're gonna take on this one. The target is the enemy air force. We suspect they have stealth capability, so be careful. You're gonna laugh when you see what this actually means. Alright, so we made a pile of money from that last mission. So, since I couldn't see chat before, I want to ask you guys now, what do you want to do in terms of buying airplanes? What is the next plane you want me to get? Because there is not enough money in this game to get all of them. I will get whatever ones you guys want me to get, because I'm pretty sure I can beat the game with whatever. Although having either the YF or the F200 at the end is really, really, really helpful. Rush the best plane, the A10. Okay, that's usually what I do, Dave Thulu, anyway, so we'll do that. OG weapons only. There's one Ghetto Jalopy Run base plane only. That'd be super boring, though, because I wouldn't be able to show off any of the cool-ass weapons. Also, one of the final missions, if you don't have something that fires upwards, it is the biggest pain in the ass. So we'll go for the A10, and then I'll probably save up, and I'll let you guys pick between the YF and the F200. Because I've beaten the game with both. I've actually beaten the game with the A10, but I really, it's pain, it's huge pain in the ass. I tell you what, I will grab this and the Mega Crush so you guys can see what they do. And because I don't remember this mission very well, it's a really cool-ass mission though. It's in the middle of a storm. So anyway, now I've caught up to you guys. How y'all doing? Oh shit. Okay, so you can see in the bottom left, the health bar. It's actually a fuel gauge. We took a shot, we recovered from the damage that we took, and it de-incremented by 1. There's 8 pips on it. The other 2 pilots would have taken 2 damage from that. Greg only takes 1, and he recovers a lot faster. Like when it's flashing, it says warning, warning, warning. If you get hit again, you die. I also love that it says extinct when the ship actually recovers. The money you make is based on how many planes you shoot down during missions, so you really kind of want to emphasize blowing up as much stuff as possible, which I'm not doing a great job of at the moment. Alright, so that was the cluster shot, which is really useful when you've got like a whole bunch of crap around you that you want to destroy, and I missed that power-up. That sucks. There we go. I hit 30,000 points, which gets me an extra life. Because, yeah, it's a classic game. It has lives. Okay. You really don't want to miss the blue ones. Forgot how short these levels were. Jeez. Alright, so this is why they said they have stealth capabilities. It's a stealth bomber. I'm going to switch weapons to the Mega Crush. I'm going to use it. So that's it. It fires like a rocket into the sky, which explodes into like a laser rain, which is pretty cool. I guess it's not a rocket. I guess it's more of a satellite. Ah, I got tagged. So this is all it does. It fires those cluster charges. It has a rear-firing gun. If you fly under it, it actually drops bombs on you, which do a ton of damage. Also, you get partially reimbursed for your special weapons at the end of the mission. Also, they say the coolest things at the end. You guys chose the wrong team. Alright, let's see. Alright, we can do these too. These green trucks are supply convoys, and you can do dive bombing missions where to get extra money. They spawn... I can't remember if they spawn randomly, if they only spawn after you beat a mission. It's one or the other. But they're not an infinite source of cash. They will run out of them eventually. Target is the enemy's quartermaster core. This mission should be a piece of cake for you. This one's actually... They've been kind of a pain in the ass, and you'll see why. You have 40-some seconds to do it. Okay. So yeah, you have to dive down and blow them up to make this work. And I'm kind of... I don't have... Like, my weapon isn't very strong. And there's rocks at the beginning and end of the canyon. So you have to be careful about hitting them. I think I get this pass, and I think I get one more. So I'm gonna kind of have to kamikaze these dudes. Okay. There's one left. I think I can get on this last pass. Actual bombs. Well, the thing is, this one is it's so fast-paced, it's really hard to hit them with bombs. And you only get 20k for it, too. So, it's not really that big a deal. It's not, like, super useful. Hitting away is my style. Alright, so let's see. I think I can do the forest fortress, or I think I can do the desert fortress. Oh, you see that in the bottom middle? That submarine? That's another mobile encounter that's going to make its way towards Area 88. That one's a pretty fun fight. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the desert base. Target is the ground carrier. Its weak point is exposed only for a few seconds while it attacks. That's your chance to score. Let's see. So we'll take this dude. Well, we actually will take bombs this time. There's gonna be a lot of ground targets on this one. And the boss, like, I freaking love the boss on this one. It's such a neat concept. I always want to go after the orange guys for his power-ups. There we go. Okay. So this is like the level 3 weapon. These guys are really annoying if you don't take them out immediately because they start just launching like huge homing missile salvos. There we go. I used that at the exact wrong time. Tiger Shark or Thunderbolt are decent for ground targets. Okay. Yeah. There was a star in there. I'm gonna bomb this guy. That didn't actually work as well as I wanted to. Thank God for the slowdown on the SNES. That was not looking good. Nope. Yeah, if you don't take out those attack choppers fast enough, they really kind of stack up on you. Alright, rip. We might be able to get the A10 after this, though. Also, redoing stages isn't the worst thing in the world because you get to get the main power-ups again, which will help you max out if you tended to miss them on the first run. If you collide with an airplane, it does 2 points of damage. I think 3 on the other pilots. Yeah, this was always one of my favorite shmups on Super Nintendo. Yeah, all right. We already got enough money for the A10, so we're in good shape. Can't hit what's right above you, can ya? Idiots. He says he gets hit by a homing missile and dies. Okay. Let's take on the sub. The target is a nuclear submarine called Civet. Destroy it before it has a chance to launch its missiles at this base. Idiot immediately dies. That's how I roll. Okay, we can get the A-10 now. Alright. So this one doesn't have the cluster. Classic Oddish. Pick Greg Gates for the beard to slow upgrade speed. Exactly, yeah. Now, I picked him because he takes less damage, and this would be even more embarrassing if I didn't take him. I've beaten the game with Shin. I don't think I've ever beaten the game with Mickey, if I remember correctly. So the Falcon is like a low skimming bomb. It's kind of like the bombs in Gradius that travel over the ground. Napalm only has 10 shots, but yeah, defoliation weapon does a huge amount of damage. So we won't need any of those for this. This one's kind of neat. Alright, so yeah, the A-10 fires forward and downward. Also, you can see in the top right, we're already maxed. The max level for its main gun is 3. And we're already there, so. Alright. So yeah, we are shooting up a nuclear submarine. So the submarine has 3 ways to attack. It has that big bomb that it fires out the front. It has that leap where if you're flying low enough, yes, it will slam into you. And then it can fire missiles. It can fire, vertical missiles that break into little shards that are kind of hard to weave through. Obviously, the A-10 and planes with downward firing weapons are really useful for this. Because otherwise, you have to skim the water and shoot it right in its conning tower. Also, this game has really good music, if you hadn't noticed. There we go. Pretty simple. And 90K off of that. Evening! What'd you miss? I started playing Tyranny a couple hours ago and lost track of time. You don't mess with the best. Alright, what did you miss? Well, I ran the first 10 minutes of this stream without seeing anybody's chat because my OBS is fucked up at the moment. And then I did get in chat, and then I died a bunch of times on a game that I was supposedly good at. Alright, we're gonna do the Forest Fortress next. Because the A-10 makes this one, I'm gonna regret saying this, I know, but the A-10 makes this one pretty easy. Don't get distracted by the large gun batteries, just aim at the weak point. Alright. Should be okay. Once we get our final plane, I can start splurging on special weapons and show you guys what they all do. This is a cool level because you can actually blow up the trees, which from an environmental standpoint sucks, but it's cool for immersion. Ah, stupid VTOLs. VTOLs are annoying because it's kind of random at what point they're gonna fire on you, and the missiles are kind of hard to avoid. Oh, Star though. Star's worth a ton of money, which is really helpful for getting upgrades. And it is helpful to keep getting those main weapon upgrades because the total keeps incrementing. So when we go over to a plane with a higher main weapon limit, it'll already be like pre-upgraded. This part's super annoying if you don't have the A-10 or upgraded main weapon, because you can't actually hit the lower row of rocket launchers. The more you upgrade your main weapon, the wider it is. All right, here we go. So this is the Forest Fortress. It has a whole bunch of these turrets. It has ports where it launches fighters from. Which you gotta watch out for. Shit. It has these giant cannons, which you have to watch out for. Oh, shit, I'm already... And this is the weak point, which unfortunately fires not really homing missiles. Like, they don't really home in. Oh, I might have beefed this one. Okay, no, we're good. Okay. So then you make another pass on it. You would recommend Tyranny, though I wish I could go full negotiation on it. Oh, shit, I need that. That's health. Okay. Yeah, that little... that little pinwheel is, I think, full health? There's another pickup, like a blue fuel tank, that, is partial health. I think it's 4 bars instead of full 8. Back when I was good at this game, I would always make sure to take out all the turrets before destroying the core, because I think you get extra money that way. I think. I could be wrong. At this point, I just want to beat this mission. There we go. Alright. Fly through fire. Should almost be done. Oh, okay. I don't remember core having that much health. Alright. Oh, great. Alright, this should be okay, though. The only thing that's left that can fight back is the core and those two fighter domes. And this thing has to be almost done. Yeah, there it is. And kaboom! Everything blows up. That's yeah, did you see that? I wiped them all out. Alright, we need to go ahead and take this thing out before it gets any closer. Aerial combat squadron called Wolfpack. They're mercenaries like us. These guys are kind of hard. A10 is not going to help here very much, if I remember correctly. I'll take these. It's a cool-ass mission, because it's a bit more free range than the other ones. Like, you actually have space if you move up and down. This one's hard because of those guys that come in from behind. Because they fire homing missiles and really fast, like, dumbfire missiles. And they track you, which is why I took those clusters, so I could take them out. Alright. And the boss is a squadron of 3 stealth fighters. They have those big cluster bombs they fire out the front, and aerial mines they fire from the back. So, until you take the first one out, it's pretty hectic. We recommend my favorite one, Vapor Trail for the Genesis. Soundtrack is amazing. It's actually better than the arcade version. It's mercenary against mercenary, but we had right on our side. Alright, so we're in the clear now. There are no more mobile encounters. So we can go ahead and take out the ground carrier, hopefully. Alright, the next important question. Do you guys want me to go ahead and purchase the YF-23 when we get $500,000? Or should I save it for the F-200? The F-200 is conspicuously more powerful. It has the highest max upgrade level for the main gun, It has access to every special weapon in the game. So if we save it for that one, I can show you all the special weapons. This one has the interesting trait of being, like, homing missiles can't home in on it, but it's a bit more limited with its weapons. Save it for the most expensive plane. Wait until you die, then upgrade the best plane you can afford. Well, that might happen really soon. I'm gonna take Napalm for this one. I'm gonna take Napalm, I'm gonna take Mega Crush. How crappy do you think these enemy air forces feel? That, like, they send entire fleets of planes and helicopters and stuff to take down this one enemy pilot, and they can't do it. Especially when they send, like, stealth interceptors and stuff to shoot down an A-10, and they can't do it. I don't know what weapon level we're at the moment. Okay, so that's the Napalm, which is really helpful the way it clusters like that. The way it carpets the ground. Right. So the reason the A-10's upgrade level max level is so low is because you can focus both cannons on targets and do double damage. Alright, here we go. This thing is awesome. Do more crash than F-35. Alright, so this is the ground carrier. It's a literal aircraft carrier with tank treads. And the only place you can... its only weak point is its command tower, which is retractable. So I'm going to drop some napalm on it to try and get rid of these plane elevators. Hopefully the vertical missile launchers as well. These are kind of a pain to maneuver around. I also love that the command tower just fires giant rockets. This one's pretty easy once you take out the threats immediately under it, because you can just kind of park here and fire at the tower. Some of those, the new Air and Space Museum hangar look like such an ugly machine. The F-35 is a fucking embarrassment. Alright, 80K. And we got a refund. Oh, they had a Blackbird, nice. So long. Enjoy your desert graves. I'm gonna go ahead and do the supply truck just because. Just kind of scoot things along towards our goal. Should be easier. Now that I'm more upgraded and I have a downward fire. Also, the A-10 just looks awesome. Like, it's just a really cool ass looking plane. 1995. Alright. We should... I think we'll be able to afford the last plane after this mission, and then you can see that there's 3 more missions after this. The first of those, we should be able to afford it, I think. Target is a battleship called Minx. Its striking power is tremendous. Be careful to be turned into a human torch. The translation for this one is kind of weird. Alright, I think Napalm and Mega Crush will help with this one. So we're actually taking on a Navy this time. No love the music in this game so much. Oh, it's got those weird purple jets. Those little boats are really annoying. Because they come up behind you and they just fire vertical missiles, which kind of box you in. So you kind of want to trigger them as soon as you can. So you have more room to work with. Otherwise that happens. Those purple planes don't just do that, they also fire at you if they're in line with you. I think we're actually at like main weapon upgrade 5 at this point. So once we switch over to another plane, like we should have tons of firepower. I also really like how it gets dusky as you progress through this mission. It gets darker and darker. All right, here we go. I remember this one being hard. Like when I was a kid, this one took me a lot of practice to do. Because those cannons, they can split their fire. And it's really annoying. And they take a ton of damage. Alright, I remember the Mega Crush. I saved the Mega Crush for the middle part to help take out all those little turrets. There's a cash bonus if you can take out the smaller tower. You should be paying attention. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a little dicey. It's just got those 4 cannons, but those 4 cannons are super deadly. Okay. Blew the top off the main conning tower. Ugh. Jesus. I hate this thing. Okay, I don't want to blow it up yet. I want to blow up that middle tower to get the cash bonus. Because it's significant. Oh, God. Okay. I think all these cannons should be really close. I think. I wonder if that angry Greg's face gets... He's torn up this bad. There we go, okay. You can destroy this one by destroying the main command tower, or if you blow up all four of the cannons, it'll sink too. So I want to blow this thing off. And then grab that star and crash right into the tower. Just right the fuck into it. Hey R&B, what's up, buddy? Danger Will Audition. Oh man. Alright. Do the same thing. The thing about missions with stars is that they're still profitable even if you die. Because I think stars are worth 50,000? So I mean, if you've got enough lives, you can just kind of die, collect the star, and die over and over and over again. I might not go for it this time. I think you get 200k for beating this mission, which will put us really close to the last plane. Also, if I die this time, I might go back to the starting plane. Because it might be better to have a more powerful main weapon than the downward fire to take out the cannons faster. And also, if you have a wider main weapon, it's easier to tear up the cannons without getting in harm's way. Oh god. Oh, hi. Okay, that's one down. I hate these little ones. Might have pulled that one a bit early. No, it's fine. Oh, cool. I forgot there was a weapon resupply there. There's a lot of secret items hidden in these levels. I've forgotten where most of them are. Man, that was close. Okay. Down. No, okay. It's okay. It's okay. Take this guy out. Actually, I don't want to take that guy out. I want to leave him. Because if I blow up this other cannon, if I blow both of them up, it's going to sink the ship. I love the way they swivel around looking for you if you're right above them. Okay. Crashing into the tower isn't instant death. It does 2 points of damage, like colliding with anything else. That little prototype plane will launch vertically and just fire off rockets from his nose and require the pilot to eject. That sounds really cool. And also, like, no one would ever want to fly it ever. There it is. There we go. Oh, shit. There we go. This one's really cool because you can see at the very bottom the water, like, displacing as the ship sinks. That's okay. We got a bunch of stars, and that's what matters. Target destroyed. Returning to base immediately. Alright, here we go. I think this is the mission I want. Target is base, which is being constructed in the mountain district. Watch for enemies hiding the... Shit. This is not the mission I wanted. This is gonna suck. Damn, okay. I'm probably not gonna be able to do this one. You are a star. Oh, thank you. All right, I'm just gonna hope for the best here. You'll see what I'm talking about if we make the boss. Yeah, this I always save this mission for last. But you can see how upgraded the main weapon is now. This is level 5, I think, compared to level 3 that we had on the A10. Wow, that was like no contest. Okay, let's do this one. Targets are in the canyon. They're both air and ground based, so watch out. I think we're on the A10 for this one. Let's just go. I don't remember. One of the big things I like about this game is how much variety there is to the missions. Like even between the two aerial missions, they were very different. And this one is a much more fast-paced level than other ones. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I forgot about those stone towers. I usually have a much more upgraded. I guess I usually have like the super plane by now. Oh, you know what? You know what I used to do? After I got better at the game as a kid, I would skip the A10 entirely. I would just save up for the final plane and just buy it. So I would have it for these last couple of missions. This is a cool sequence. The way those planes brake towards you is actually random. There's the boss. It's a blackbird. So it fires, oh shit. It fires clusters of homing missiles. And it can actually burn you up with its engine. And then if you're below it, it launches, yeah, it launches those giant, like, Contra 3 looking missiles. Oh god, oh Jesus. Okay. Oh, I think I'm in a really bad place right now. Okay. Fortunately, I can still fire on it while I'm above it. But it will push you down to the bottom of the screen, which is a pain. This is going okay so far. Oh shit. Yeah, this one moves all over the screen, so you have to be super careful, which I'm not. I'm gonna be extinct in a second here. Oh shit. Oh my god. I can't believe I dodged all that. Okay. I'm not sure I've ever done this one via 10. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna try and do this one with the original. The FAE. Because more firepower means it'll go down faster. Shit. It's off a great start. One of those towers has a star. There it is. Okay, well I got a star, so that makes me happy. Also, you can see they give a lot more weapon upgrades in these later stages to help you get maxed out. Oh my god, that was sloppy as hell. Alright. Okay. And now we're out. I'll tell you right now, it's been so long since I was last really bad at this game. I don't remember what happens when you run out of lives. I think it has continues. I think. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. If I can get him to do that every time, that would really help. Oh, thank God. Okay. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. And 150,000. Okay, so we can get the last plane. And I got an extra life. Yay. Thank God. Look out, guys. Stopping my fire is like blowing out the sun. Classic. Classic Greg. Alright. This level sucks. I've always hated this level. Alright, let's buy the $1 million plane. The Ifrit! Oh, I'll take real good care of it, don't worry. Okay, so this has access to everything. Phoenix are air-to-air missiles. Bullpup is like a giant, like, spread shot of missiles. It's not piercing, though. The Super Shell is piercing. It's a forward-firing beam. Thunder Laser is a three-way shot, also piercing. Gun Pod puts a little thing above your plane that fires up at a 45-degree angle. It does a ton of damage, and it's actually really important for these last two missions. Sailing Missile fires missiles straight up, the same way bombs fire straight down. It'll work in a pinch, but it has nothing on the Gun Pod. Also, important to note, Mega Crush, you get 2 shots now in the Ifrit. So, alright, so for this mission, you also get 10 cluster shots now instead of 3. Cluster... I think you should take Cluster, Napalm, Gun Pod, and Mega Crush, I think. For the last mission, we'll take the rest of this stuff, and I'll show it off, because it's actually pretty useful. Yeah, I need to take... Okay, this is still not fully upgraded. I think we're at level 6 or 7 for this one. I think we're at level 6. And this one goes to 7. So, oh shit. Oh shit, I hate those things. Alright. can run to the walls of the cave, which is really a pain. Really bad. It's bad for you to run into the walls of things as an airplane. Those things are flame projectors, which can make it pretty dicey to get through here. Oh shit. Okay. This part, it's really important to take out the ones behind you, because they will do those clusters of 3 missiles into your back, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. All of a sudden, I'm really thankful that these missions are so short. Oh, knock it off. Hateful little things. Alright, this is the boss, and it's awful. So there's rails across the top, there's tracks along the bottom, because the boss is attached to the ceiling. And it brings turrets and stuff in along the bottom. So you need something upward firing to actually have a chance. Oh shit, I really want that. I want that unicorn. Oh shit, I really want that unicorn. That would have been so useful. It's a shield. If you do not have an upward firing weapon, oh shit, okay. If you do not have an upward firing weapon, you have to actually fly up in there, which you can only do if your main weapon is upgraded enough anyway, so it really sucks. This is the only boss in the game like that. This is the only boss in the game that you actually kind of need a special weapon to defeat. Hell yes, I really want that unicorn. Do you expect me to be embarrassed at that statement, Bestie? Unicorns are fucking awesome. Okay. No. Okay. Yes! Jesus Christ. Yeah, you get 200,000 for that mission. It's a pain in the ass. It's recording a comment. This is an opportunity to put your face cam over the pilot portrait. Oh my god, you're right. I'm so stupid. To Randy Quaid, yeah, basically. I always get my target. Alright, here we go. This is it. So this is kind of cool. The quartermaster trucks, they travel in between the different mission locations. When you get to the final mission, they all just go back. So, the target is the Project 4 fortress. Enter through the ventilation system and destroy the core. Alright, so cluster. We'll take... I'm not going to buy everything up, because I will need some money in case I die. So for this one, for this mission, you really need napalm and gun pod, just in case. You'll see what I mean when we get to the final boss. You don't have to have a weapon like that, but it's extremely useful. I'll take... We'll try the Falcon, and we'll take the Super Shell. This mission's really cool. This mission's got a lot of really cool stuff in it. It's also really fucking hard. Also, we are 3 points away from our max upgrade on this. So yeah, you do this low flight over the jungle and then down into this crater, right? I missed the turret, shit. There we go. Okay, so then you fly through this really, really narrow cave, right? We'll go with the Falcon for this. Alright, there we go. Max firepower. This is the biggest main gun you can get for this. Oh shit. I forgot about that. I actually have to watch out for those assholes. Alright, so now we're in this cave, and all of a sudden the rocks start taking off. So the way these work, they fly up. When they hit the ceiling, they drop back down, and they fire a cluster of rocket-propelled rocks upwards. You think this could be remade into a decent roguelike? Oh, hell yes. I think you can make a roguelike out of anything, honestly. And for a lot of games, all you really need is a mission randomizer. Okay, I need to go back to the cluster. Actually, hit these things. These bombs, the pain in the ass with these rockets is they leave like that blue glow behind, which causes persistent damage. I didn't get that. All right, so now we're in a more mechanical-looking part of the base. Shit. There we go. That's helping. Okay. That's right. I use one gun pod here because it gets me weapon. Oh, shit. Dudes, see that rocket on the back wall? Remember that. So then we're on these weird-ass rails. That's health. That's really important. You really want to go into this final... Oh, hello. What was that? Shit, my OBS is not showing it. Whoever that was, thanks for the follow! Much appreciated. Alright, so then you speed up. Alright, so then we have a boss, which is a weird sort of Osprey thing. Okay. So it fires rockets out of its back, and it drops these little rocket pods on the ground. It also has a forward-firing cannon. Kind of like the A-10. Because it's such a big target, the super shell does a lot of damage to it, which is nice. Also, the super shell sounds super cool, and it's like Piccolo's special attack. Oh shit, Pleads! Hey, thanks for the raid, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, here's the real final boss. A giant sky fortress. And also, I fucking love the music for this one. It's super cool. Alright, you remember that rocket I told you to pay attention to? That's the back of this thing. Ouch, Hieronymus, jeez. So you can blow most of the parts off of this thing, and also this is why I took napalm and gun pod. Because the gun pod lets you blow stuff off the bottom of it. Alright, you might have noticed some of the damage we're doing affects the middle of the ship as well. Well, there's a reason for that. Alright, so there's the nose. There's that cannon. Alright, so if we can take this cannon out. If we can take this cannon. There's the core, down in there. And that affects the entire ship. Now this one's a little tricky. Because you can blow the top off of it, and you can blow the bottom off of it. And the easy way to take this thing out is to drop napalm on it. Because it only takes a couple bombs. But if you blow the bottom off of this thing, napalm will go straight through it. So you kind of have to hold back here and not take out those retro rockets on the bottom. Okay, so after 2 passes of the ship, it just kind of parks here. Like, you don't actually do any more passes. And it just kind of floats up and down. So it's enough space to hit it from below if you need to. But we won't need to. There is just enough space to fly in there and fire and tear it up with your main cannon, but maneuvering is super tight. There we go. Mission clear, and we got $500,000, even though we won't get to spend it on anything. But I guess we can spend it on retirement. There's that. And they refund all of our special weapons because I don't know. stay well equipped, I guess. Somebody matched speeds with something flying the opposite direction, things I didn't notice when I was young. Alright, I'm not controlling this. This is a cutscene. Gotta make our way out of here. It's another one of the wolf pack. Also, he flies right through those mines. Oh no! The base is self-destructing for some reason. Alright, so here's our two useless wingmen. Where on earth is Greg? He's still at the enemy base, but his radio is not responding. Like, oh. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god. Did he die a hero's death? We're gonna do a Viking funeral. Wait, what was that? Did you see that? And I'm like, yay, it's Greg! It's like, woo, I thought I'd bought the farm back there. It's your classic load-bearing flying fortress in another fortress. That was a long, hard fight. Yeah, it took about an hour. I can't wait to get home. Goodbye, UN Squadron. Neat fact about this, the planes that your wingmen are flying are dependent on which plane you have. Because obviously, if you're flying the Tomcat, Mickey can't be flying the Tomcat. So, I think they try to always have worse planes than you, though. But I don't think they ever fly the original one. Also, God bless Capcom for giving all of their developers really goofy nicknames. Like Mayumi Tube Tanabe. Which third world country would just bomb the fuck out of. Actually, let me go back. Let me go back to the instruction manual, which I have here. A year ago, a ruthless army of mercenaries swept across the kingdom of Aslan and destroyed everything in their path. Guided by the arms dealers of Project 4, the mercenaries now control every area of the country except one. So, we just fought back insurgents who took over the kingdom of Aslan. So Shin was born in Tokyo, top gun of the UN Squadron. Shin raises his power level quickest. Mickey Simon was born in San Francisco, California. Served as a U.S. Navy pilot in Vietnam. Mickey is capable of handling the most special weapons. Greg Gates was born in Copenhagen, Denmark. Former instructor to NATO pilots. Greg recovers from battle damage the quickest. And they also have readouts and everything on the different planes and the different weapons. And they off into the sunset. Thanks for playing. A common Copenhagen name, Greg. I always like this music. It's very relaxing. It's like, yeah, you won an entire war all by yourself. Enjoy some smooth jazz. That's right. Alright. That was UN Squadron. I actually beat a game on Retro Console Night. It's amazing. If I remember the basic plot for the Area 88 manga anime is the Japanese guy is an airline pilot who gets tricked into becoming a mercenary. Oh my god, bestie, you're the worst. Also, hey Silver Mike, hey CM Kruger. Alright, so let me change scenes. Hey, what's going on everybody? Alright, so I can change what game we're playing without you getting that horrible blue screen, which you can see reflected on my face now. Alright, next up is Gradius III, which we'll talk about it later, but I have the instruction booklet for this one as well. It is hilarious. I don't know who they let write this thing, but they went hog wild in it. You can see the names of some of the levels, in fact, like the Light My Fire Zone and the Greased Lightning Round and Mayor's on Parade. Yeah, I kind of want to check out the Area 88 stuff one day. So let's see. Oh, actually, I'm going to switch this over to the blue thing just for a second so you can see as soon as I start this up. Wow. That weird grid this one has at the beginning. I don't know why it has that. This one I think I might need to turn up a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud. Because I think this one is generally softer than UN Squadron was. This is not the Vic Viper. According to the instruction booklet, the ship you fly in Gradius III is the Max. The people of Gradius see you as their last hope for peace and harmony. They've tapped into the entire Federation reserve to build your 100 zillion with a Z, $zillion starship christened Max, which stands for Modulated Artillery Exalter. Like its prototype, the Warp Rattler, only a pilot of the highest caliber can make maximum use of its power resources. Okay, we're not doing track mode because I want to get right into this shit. Okay, so. Boo-doo-doo. All right, we're going to play on normal. There is hard. I've beaten the game on hard. There's a secret arcade mode. I have beaten this game on arcade mode, I promise you. But that was a long time ago. And as we just saw in UN Squadron, this might be a struggle. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys pick my loadout. So, we have some options here. So, everybody pay attention first. So, there's Type Select, which gives you a set of available power-ups. So, this is like the traditional one. Speed up, missile, double, laser, and then just normal options. There's also two-way missiles, tail gun, and ripple. There's spread bomb, vertical, and cyclone laser. And there's, well, you always get 4 options, Hieronymus. It's just the way, you'll see. It's the way they're configured. Photon torpedo, which is a piercing missile that goes along the ground. Back double, twin laser. And then for shields, you can get the traditional, like, affixed to the front of the ship, or you get a force field. Now, there's also edit mode, where you can customize your loadout. But this has different options is the thing. So for missiles, you can pick missile, Hawkwind, two-way back, which if you're in the top half of the screen, fires it upwards, and if you're in the lower half, it fires downwards. Small spread. There's vertical, double, tail gun, back double, twin laser, ripple, E-laser, which isn't in the other one, which you have to charge up and then release. Okay, the important one here is option. Because in Type Select, the options just follow you. Here, they can just follow you. There's snake options, which whip around you like a tail. There's formation options, which form a wall around you. And there's rotating options, where they all just spin around you. You also have different shield options. You have the front shield, the force field, a rotating shield, and then reduce, which only takes 2 hits, but it makes your hitbox smaller. And then you can also change your exclamation point thing. On Type Select, it's just like a screen crush, the Mega Crush at the bottom. But here, you can also do speed down. You can have, I think that's like reserve option. There's an enemy that can steal your options, and you can leave it on there. It's not a useful one. You can do a barrier recharge or Mega Crush. So, all right, Hieronymus is saying rotating options and also reduce. So, are there any other votes? Does anybody else have any opinions about this? Because if we do that, we're going to do edit mode. If there's anybody who's really down for Type Select, let me know. The advantage of Type Select... The only thing I liked about Type Select was this selection here, because the spread bomb is, like, obscenely overpowered. Small spread is okay, but it's harder to use that way. And also, Sea Laser is debatably the best laser in the game. All right, I'm not seeing any other opinions, so I'm gonna go ahead and hook this one up. So we are gonna go... Actually, I'll give you guys another minute. We're gonna go with edit mode. We're gonna do... Okay, Hieronymus wants small spread. Okay, we'll do small spread. We'll do... I don't ever use the double. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna take tail gun. Do we have a laser preference? I've used all of them. I've beaten the game with all of them. C laser is probably the best. Twin laser is really powerful and a bit easier to use. It's just not as overtly strong as C laser. E laser can do the most damage, but you have to coordinate a bit better, and then Ripple just sucks. C laser, okay. Rotating option, reduce, and then I'm actually gonna take full barrier. I'm gonna tell you guys up front, I'm not gonna be shy about using the Konami code to beat this one, because you have to pump so many upgrades in to be viable, and if you die, you lose everything. And some of the stages in this game are balanced, assuming that you have full upgrades, and they can just be fucking impossible. Mega Crush is a screen clear. It just flashes the screen and it destroys everything that takes like one hit. So, I can take Mega Crush if you want. I'm open to suggestion here. Meh. All right, I'm gonna take full barrier. If you really, really, really want to do a deathless run of this, you have to take speed down because of a level that I will show you later. We'll take full barrier. All right, here we go. All right, we start. Hang on. I'm gonna move this so you guys can see. So you guys can see how many lives I have. There we go. All right. So we start with a slow, crappy spaceship that can't really do anything. So the first thing you need are speed ups. Usually 2 will do. I think I usually hold out for lasers first. Because the C laser makes an absurd difference in this. There we go. Alright, so this is the Cyclone laser. You can basically sweep it across the entire screen, which is what makes it so powerful. In your opinion, what makes a good memorable side-scrolling shooter like these games? The 2 big things for me in a side-scrolling shooter are the weapons that you get and the set pieces. So I love Gradius 3 because it takes the original Gradius principle of like having options that mimic your ship, and it lets you just have a shit ton of them. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is gonna get kind of absurd in a hurry. So F this up. And the other thing are the set pieces, and like right away in this one, like we're starting in this desert area, there are these giant sand dragons that just explode out of the ground. And you have to remember, this was a launch title for the Super Nintendo. So you had people going straight from Gradius and Life Force to this, to giant articulated dragons exploding out of the ground to kill you. It was kind of a big deal. There we go. This is the full game, the demos, and Mystical Ninja. No, Mystical Ninja is like a special version of Gradius 1. Also, I want to point out, one reason the C laser is so powerful, because you can sweep it back and forth, it can actually fire through barriers, like this guy's claws. You fire the laser down the side of the claw and then just sweep it into the weak point. So you can actually cheat a bunch of the bosses with the C laser. Which I would feel bad about, except most of the lasers in the game have a way to cheat with them. The twin lasers definitely do. You can pound twin lasers past all kinds of barriers. The E laser is just obscenely powerful. If you charge it up, and it also does contact damage. So if you use rotating options, enemies basically can't touch you. So that's one thing I love about this game. It feels like it's designed to be broken. So we're firing so much shit now, it slows down the SNES, which is really important for this game because shit gets so crazy in the later levels and it comes at you so fast. I honestly think the game was balanced with the system slowdown in mind. Like this level would be really hard to manage if not for the slowdown. So, but yes, this is like a giant field of bubbles that you have to cut through. So right away from the second level, if you're not fully upgraded or close to it, this level's borderline impossible. Like that's not hyperbole. Like you just won't be able to do enough damage to the bubbles to get past them. Neat thing about this power up, if you have full options and you press the button here, you can actually extend the options further, which I would do, except I wanted to get my little shrinky power. This works with rotating options and with the formation options. So after I get everything fully upgraded... Oh, that was the big bubble. After I get everything fully upgraded, I like to sit on the option and just do that when it suits me. Sorry, I'll have to catch up with chat in a minute. Because you lose track of anything in this game. Okay, see that thing in the back? That thing is a son of a bitch. Because he will fly at you and steal your options. And he takes them in order. So if he grabs the fourth option that you added, he only takes that one. If he grabs the third option, he takes the third and the fourth. If he grabs your first option, he takes all of them. Which is extra bad for rotating, because you can't tell which one was which. He only appears in a few levels, though. Also, I went right past my... I went right past the option slot, so... Yeah, the slowdown... So, the original NES had screen tearing when there was too much stuff on the screen. To combat that, the Super Nintendo has system slowdown. It slows everything down, so it has an easier time animating, and you don't end up with screen tearing. Although you can kind of see on the eyeball of this boss that we're drilling towards that there's still the occasional screen tearing. But the end result is that the system slowdown is actually really beneficial for the player in most circumstances. And I don't know how much the developers actually, like, balanced for that. I mean, you can see, the other thing is you can see how fast this game moves when there's no slowdown. Like, shit goes really fast in this. So I feel like it was kind of designed with the slowdown in mind. Also, on hard and arcade, things go faster. And there's... In a lot of situations, without the slowdown, there is no time to react to stuff. On arcade especially, enemies start firing the moment they appear on the screen. And yes, I'm avoiding all of these so I can do this. This level's cool because it's kind of a callback to the first level in the original game. The nice thing about being able to extend your options is you can reach through walls like that to bomb stuff below you. So you ain't gotta worry about it. I should be able... might... okay. Yeah, I don't think I can get that guy. Formation options are really good for hitting things in awkward places because they stay in formation around you. So you can just kind of push them up into areas that you can't reach normally. Rotating options are good for that to a degree, but they tend to stay so close around you. You can't do that much with them. Hey, I got one up. I like those dudes that just drop out the ceiling. Like, how long have they been up there? I wonder. By the way, there are secret warps in this game. I'm not going to take any of them because I actually want to play through all the levels in this. But one of them was under one of those fallen platforms. It's just a very small section of the level that you have to fly into, and then it warps you to another level. I think it actually warps you to a bonus area first, and then to another level. I don't remember. I might accidentally hit the one in stage 5, because it can be kind of hard to avoid, actually. Alright. So this kind of frees us up a bit, which is something we haven't seen yet. But there are some kind of freer areas in the game. We can move around. So now we're down in these caves. This is cool. You can cut through this dirt with your weapon. And it's full of these rocks that you have to shoot through. Of course, the easy way to do this is to just have something insane, like the cyclone laser, and just cut huge swaths through here. Again, this is one of the places where having formation or rotating options is extremely helpful, because it means that you can actually cut into stuff above and below you. Like, if I extend these, I can actually kind of make paths below me. Weirdly, your bombs don't do anything to these. I'm really glad those little ship bases are so weak against missiles. I think they're coded so that they only take one hit from missiles. Reminds me of the Gym 2 level. Gradius has always had these levels. It's kind of an interesting legacy. Like in the original game, there's a level with these cells that you shoot out, and you have to kind of tunnel your way through. And I guess by the time they got to Gradius 3, they decided that was like a major feature. So like the bonus, oh shit, I got hit. So my ship is like half size. My ship is a little bigger than it was before. So I need to grab one of these power-ups. There we go. We can reshrink. Yeah, the problem with this, oh shit, I need to take this out. Okay. Alright. So this boss, it traces the outer edge of the level, and then once it gets back around to where it spawns in, here, you'll be able to see. It flies up and it comes straight at you. If you don't have enough firepower, they'll swarm you and kill you. Yeah, there's actually gonna be more stuff to tunnel through later in the game. Alright, this boss is pretty cool. It traps you between these beams, and it fires these reflecting lasers. The only reason I fired there was to slow the game down, to make it easier. So we want to destroy those 3 cores. So you have to wait for it to open back up, and then those little orange bars are like the barriers for them. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That doesn't matter. If you blow the nose off of it, if you destroy the front 2 cores first, it'll start firing those formation lasers again instead of the ricocheting ones, which are really kind of hard to avoid. curious, for you regular viewers in the audience. So when I play a game like this, a game that I'm really familiar with, like I can kind of give you like constant rundowns on stuff. When I play a game blind, it's more just like random commentary. I'm curious which you guys prefer. Do you prefer games that I actually know something about and can talk, I can pretend to speak intelligently about, or do you enjoy blind playthroughs more? Where I just kind of have to ramble over what's going on. By the way, these are the famous Moai heads of the Gradius series. You have to shoot them in their mouths to blow them up. I think in the original Gradius, they were all oriented towards you, but in this one, some of them are laying down, some of them are facing backwards. Catch up with you guys in a second. Also, this level loops. See, you just blew them up. Blew them up here too. Mix it both so we don't just think you're bad all the time. All right, for the back half of this level, they turn red. Red Moai heads will actually rotate. They'll sit up and they'll rotate to track you, which is kind of cool. I think this guy, if I fly in here, will... Yeah, he'll sit up. Come on, eat a bomb. Eat your bombs. The cluster bombs are good because as long as they've got that blue glow going, they're doing damage. Oh, this part's really cool. The Moai pillar. Each section of it has 4 heads, and to blow a section out of the pillar, you have to destroy all 4 heads. So this first one had a space to begin with. These don't. So they give you one chance to prepare, and then they're like, okay, deal with it. If you have the right loadout, you can actually destroy the entire thing. I think it's basically twin lasers will do the trick. Twin lasers aren't the most powerful lasers, but if you have a shit ton of options going, like rotating style, you can stack so many twin lasers that they do like way more damage than everything else. Depends on the game. If I want to see your reaction for something, I don't mind blind. In general, I do like when people can be informative. I always like to learn new things. Okay, I kind of figured it was a mix, because that's what we do here on this channel. We do a mix of everything. All right. Unsurprisingly, the bosses are giant Moai heads, which this is kind of cute. They fire little Moai heads, which then fire. I don't know if they do it on normal. They might only do it on hard and arcade. But the little ones will fire tiny rings at you, which is really cute. Also, every time you do damage to them, it causes a earthquake, which causes rocks to fall. There we go. And then the whole level disintegrates. Let's see. I think the next one's a fire level. It's either the fire level or the garden level. One reason I like Gradius 3 so much is it has some really creative levels. Like, they're not just like homages and modern redesigns of the original levels. Excuse me, they have some that are very unique to this game. And all of them are memorable. Like, I remember all the levels in this game. I don't always remember what order they come in, but I do remember all of them. As opposed to Gradius 5, which is a really cool game, but I cannot remember all the levels in that game. Yeah, here we go. This level has badass music, too. This one's a really cool looking level. It's kind of annoying though because the whole thing is pretty much these fireballs being launched at you, and if you're not constantly firing and destroying them before they break apart, you basically have to like weave through shotgun blasts the entire time, which is super annoying. There we go. Go fuck yourself. Option Hunter is definitely the worst part of this game. Because the last thing you want is to lose, like, you know, 10 or 15 pickups worth of items. I wish this one had been a bit more creative of a level instead of just these fireballs everywhere. I wish it had been more like the Life Force level that has all the like the arcing fire bursts and stuff. That could have been really cool. And like here, you can barely see what's going on anyway. You just kind of have to hold down the fire button and pray that you have the right build to get through here. The boss for this one's a huge pain in the ass. Because it is a two-headed fire dragon. Whee! Cluster bombs are really good for this because the cluster bombs explode on its body and then hang around until they can hit the head. It mostly likes to cluster around you. Okay, this is the hard part. Because when it dies, all of its body parts go flying off. So you want it to cluster around you fully before you destroy it. So they all explode outwards. If you don't do that, there's a very good chance it just straight up kills you when it dies. Oh god, oh jeez, okay. I lucked out there. I lucked out that they all went outward. Because there are times when you get to cluster around you, but like the tail is still kind of hanging off. And when it explodes, everything flies outward except the very end of the tail, which flies inward and annihilates you. This is probably also a good time to mention, I don't consider Gradius 3 to be the best, like the most intelligently designed shoot 'em up. It's got some really cool levels, really cool set pieces, and really good weapons, but the balance is kind of bizarre. Since it does expect you to be fully upgraded all the time, and the difficulty leans so heavily on the system slowdown. And we're coming up on a level that is a neat idea, but really badly implemented. Like, it's probably one of my favorite levels in the game, but it's kind of a bad addition, and you'll see why. Those things, if you don't destroy them yourself, they kind of release a shotgun cluster of spores. It can fuck you up. Okay, these things... These have grabby tendrils. Which again, I think is a pretty impressive technical achievement for the Super Nintendo. To have these kind of like dynamically animating tentacles reach after you. Again, this was a launch title. This came out with the launch of the system, and it's still one of the better looking, like more technically impressive games on it. I mean, there's no Mode 7 stuff or whatever, but Super FX stuff. God, what a shitty time for that guy to show up. Oh shit, I might have fucked this up. I forgot this boss's gimmick. Again, pretty impressive from a technical standpoint. the size of the thing. Although you can see some screen tearing on it. Okay, now we're good. We're fine. So this boss's gimmick is that it opens up and it tries to suck you in while fire. So you have to pull back against it. Okay. So the first time it just sweeps like that. So I have 2 speed up power-ups, and it keeps me about even with it. If you have 3 or more, you can fight back against it. If you have fewer than that, it will suck you in and kill you. At this time, you have to dodge high, because it flattens itself all the way out, and then picks itself back up. And then it suctions you right in the face. There we go. That one is really harrowing if you're not prepared for it. And that ended a bunch of my early runs this game. Alright, I think this is the stage. Yeah, I think this is it. Again, really cool concept, but yeah, this is it. Really cool concept, really annoying presentation. Well, we'll explain that better after we actually do the thing and you see like what results from it. I know I'm talking really cryptically, but you kind of have to see it to understand. All right. So this level, you need additional speed ups, because this one scrolls a lot faster than the other ones. And you can see how fast if I stop shooting for a second, but I don't want to get myself killed. Oh shit. Okay. My shield got taken out. Alright, I need 3 more. There we go. Okay. So without system slowdown, this one's kind of impossible. Also, this one's kind of impossible if you never played it before. Like, it took me like maybe a dozen failed runs to learn how this one works. Because you basically have to have the layout memorized. It moves too fast to react to dynamically. And then right after that, you have to carefully navigate around this thing with your, like, obscenely high speed. This guy's really easy with a cyclone laser. Okay, so this is a callback to the original game. There's a boss that does this one. It doesn't shower you with power-ups like this, though. And the reason they did this is that this is the beginning of the boss gauntlet. Which, unlike other games that do boss gauntlets, is a gauntlet of completely new bosses. This is maybe my favorite stage in the game because the bosses are so creative. And each one has its own music. So this one fires clusters of missiles. You can only damage it when the front is open. Okay. Now it fires giant laser beams at you. But you can hit the core inside. By the way, that the high speed level is the reason that the speed down power-up exists. So you can undo what you had to do just to get through that level. This boss is really cool. And also kind of dependent on speed down to get right, or system slowdown to get right. I also thought it was really interesting. Oh shit! Down with my shield. I I think it's really interesting that it has a different core sprite than the other ones. The other ones have really shiny cores, but this one is dull, even though it's like a crystalline ship. Oh, shit. Okay. Can't quite get up to where I was. There we go. Alright, so that was a crystal ship. First boss is Super Hydra is callback to. This thing is silly. It just fires a shit ton of lasers at you. And this one, it actually helps to have like really high speed because it lets you dodge past the lasers. If you're slower, you actually have to dodge in between the lasers, which is a huge pain. If you blow one of the cores out, that side of the ship stops functioning, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, what's next? This one's a pain in the ass. This one fires invulnerable rockets at you, which sweep around it in an arcing pattern. So you have to kind of dodge between them. This one, the reduce shield is super useful because it makes your hitbox smaller, which means you can more easily weave between them. Of course, as long as you got system slowdown to lean on, it's not that big a deal. There we go. You have to be careful because the missiles are one of the last parts to die in that one. All right, this is the final boss of the boss gauntlet, and this one is really hard because its lasers cover the entire screen, and you have to dodge between them, or you will die. Then he does that, which comes out insanely fast if you don't have system slowdown working on your side. Hopefully at this point you guys can see how hard this game would be if I didn't have full upgrades. How utterly impossible it would be to handle some of this stuff. Alright. Let's get our shield redone. I might be able to do this with full speed. I don't know that I ever have. For serious no death runs, you have to take the speed down power up. Because the last couple levels in this game require some really fine maneuvering. So I'm kind of expecting to die on this level or the next level, and then, honestly, Konami code back all my power-ups. Because if you thought those previous levels were hard... This level is mean as hell. And you will see why in a second. Fun fact about the original Gradius, you could get your speed up so high that you could actually teleport through thin barriers. Because the game just wouldn't animate some of the frames, and so you could phase right through stuff. Alright, so far this just looks like a clusterfuck, right? Just like tons of enemies and shots and stuff, right? This is where Sea Laser comes in handy. Because you can fire the beam out, and then you can sweep it up into those guys that you can't reach normally. Which I would do if I wasn't so damn fast at the moment. Alright, here's why this level sucks. Moving walls. With absolutely no indication whatsoever they're going to be moving. So all of a sudden, all these wide open parts of the level become incredibly threatening. This part is such an asshole. You need to fly ahead and get up in here. If you don't do it fast enough, you die. You get stuck in that little corridor it makes, and you die. Alright. Boss. Plonk. So this is a Contra style like wall. It had 8 of those little turrets that fire little red lasers, and then 4 enemy hatches that you can blow off. Once you do this, there's nothing it can do to you. You can just drill straight through here. The cores will periodically shield themselves, so you can't damage them, but it doesn't matter because this boss can't do anything else to you. The reason that was so easy is because that's not the end of the level. That was the mid-sequence boss. And I love the way that background phases in. Alright, so the first thing this level does is throw a bunch of ceiling and floor tiles at you. Also, I got my power-ups in the wrong place. Okay. Now this part's a problem. Because once you destroy those ships, they stop moving. And once they stop moving, you can't do anything. You can't do anything about them. Like, you can't destroy them again. They just stay there. So you have to be extremely careful where you blow them up. Alright. So then... I think it's just the actual boss now. Yep, here we go. It slows down because the entire boss is animated. We'll slow it down a bit more, though. So, that pink core in the middle is its weak point, which you can bomb from above, or you can shoot from the side. These guys are not real hard if you know their pattern, but because of the way they animate, they don't have a whole lot of frames of animation, so it's really easy for those claws to just stab you and kill you. You also need to be aware of when they switch directions. That was it. Just 2 of them. I think they're called the Twin Dancers or something. Alright, if I remember correctly, this is the final level. And true to final level fashion, it starts out entirely differently from other ones. You might notice some of the enemies look a bit more organic, too. That's gonna be a thing. Oh, yes. This last level isn't particularly hard, but you have to know how it works. It has gimmicks that you need to be aware of. Alright, so first things first. I'm in Biohell. It's got these weird ball things that release these arms that shoot shots at you. The arms, you can destroy the arms by hitting the orange segments. You can also destroy the balls by shooting them. They shrink, which doesn't reduce the number of arms they can put out. But if you shrink it all the way, they die. Again, cluster bombs and small clusters are really good for this, because they do constant damage. Yeah, nice organic gooey level to end things with. Always fun. I really regret not getting R-Type, or Super R-Type and R-Type 3 on the Super Nintendo. The Super R-Type is a really nice, almost arcade quality remake of the original. So yeah, you can carve through these cells, but they regenerate, which is the problem. I'm actually, what am I gonna do? No, I think we're good. I think I can do this. And then R-Type 3 has a lot of really interesting levels in it. It's very short. I think it's only 5 or 6 levels. But the levels it has are really neat. I played it a bit on emulator, and it was super fun. Okay, this part's annoying, because these things keep coming, but you have to stop shooting. Because you need to carve one clean hole through this thing. Otherwise, it'll regenerate back on you and kill you. Same thing with this part. So you need it. Okay. So once it starts regenerating, you can kind of... Oh, God. I fucked myself there. All right. Let's see if I can do this without using the Konami code. Now you get to see how this game functions without system slowdown. Just bring my goddamn laser back. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Good. Okay. 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 Ooh. I don't know how that works, but it worked. Okay. Let's cut through here. It won't catch up to you. As long as you do this, it will not catch up to you. All right, this is it. This is the final boss. Check out those creepy ass faces. Listen very carefully. I don't know what it actually says. So this is Bacterian. This is the leader of the enemy forces. This is literally all he does. I can shoot him in the mouth. I can also just hang out here and he will die automatically. To this day, I don't know why this is the final boss. I don't know why it's so easy. I have absolutely no idea. That looks familiar, doesn't it? Every shoot 'em up, you have to ride the shockwave out. I do like they show your ship get like super fucked up by that. I was born out of the greediness of mankind. While men exist, so will I. And then you get this nice kind of gentle, contemplative song as the credits roll. Getting emotional here. Nose is running. All right, well, that's another one down. While the credits are running, let me read you from the instruction manual the story. From whence it came. In the darkest quadrant of space, there churns the vortex of bad vibes. Bacterian, it has been called, is a malignant mass that has spawned all that is wicked in the universe. Feeding on the suffering of the innocent, it moves like a germ throughout the galaxy, manifesting itself in unspeakably hideous forms. In the past, Bacterian has only had the power to rear its ugly head on a few isolated occasions. That is, until now. Being a good grady in your history class in primary school was the first place you heard of the ancient heroic missions to fight Bacterian. You even got a toy warp rattler, the name of the ship in the original Gradius. For your 5th birthday. Those were the days when it was just a chapter in your history book. It's telling me to play hard mode now, by the way. History is important to the people of Gradius, as is all the higher pursuits of knowledge, art, and music. Gradius has reached a renaissance. Yeah, the game loops, by the way, if you beat it. If you beat it on hard, it loops to arcade. If you beat it on arcade, it just keeps looping. Gradius has reached a renaissance. Your people are known throughout the universe as a good and peace-loving nation. Who could have known that it would come down to this? The ancient scholars prophesied that a day would come when the evil beast would be unleashed after eons of being kept at bay, inflicting a slow and painful death on the entire galaxy. That day has come. After a heart-wrenching journey through the Gradian desert lands, you've come to terms with your fate. It is your mission to save all that is good in the universe. You must defeat the diabolical entities that plague Gradius and the surrounding planets. Fare thee well, brave warrior. Yeah, I don't know who Konami allowed to write their instruction booklets, but there's some hilarious shit in here. So from whence it came, here, we're going to switch this because we're going to switch over to Darius Twin now. So hello, everyone. Hi, it's nice to see you again. So there's the from whence it came section. And then there's how to play, which I read a bit of earlier. The people of Gradius use the last hope for peace and harmony. Reserves to build your $100 zillion starship, Chris and Max. This actually spills over onto the next page. There's a whole section on taking control where they didn't just bother to write what the buttons do, even though it's like a 2-button game. They wrote it all out. Weapons selection, the Onslaught Ensemble. Welcome to the Battlesphere. Hyper power boosting. I love this. The hit list of Rock'em Sock'em weapons, where they go through and describe what everything is. The Terror Zones, a carnival of carnage. The Dunes of Doom, once the galaxy's wondrous hanging gardens, now infested with evil creatures that failed to water the plants, transforming them into a hanging desert. They actually called the third level the Lava Them and Leave Them Zone. That's a thing they did. They called the fire one the Light by Fire Zone. They have a page where they made up names for all the enemies. The enemy Hall of Blame, of course. And then they have a page where they made up names for most of the bosses in the game. Not all of them. They skipped a bunch of the mid-bosses. They named one of the ones in the boss gauntlet Ice Ice. For whatever reason. So yeah. That's Gradius 3, everyone. Glad I could share that with you. Okay, now we're going to switch over to Darius Twin. 2 things about Darius Twin. One, I bought this one used. Gradius 3 and UN Squadron I've had since I was a child. I bought them when they released, or my parents bought them for me. I like how they all have normal names, and then there's Bacterian in all caps. Yeah, that's how you know it's the final boss. It might take me a little bit to get it going because it's a really old cart, and whoever had it before me didn't take very good care of it, so the pin connectors are not so great. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that out. Also, I don't remember... I'm not sure I've ever beaten Darius Twin, so we might just be doing like a general overview of it. Saving the best for last. My God, Hieronymus. It's quite a claim, isn't it? Oh, names, you mean. I was like, how is UN Squadron not the best? Yeah, I need to wedge this in here just right to actually get to play. Well, while I'm working on this, you can enjoy the majesty of my beard, which I need to trim really badly. There we go. Okay. There we don't go. Holy shit. Check this out. That's not supposed to happen. All right. Man, I'm really sad Threep is missing tonight's stream. She'd be really impressed that I actually learned how to use scenes for once. Maybe? Yeah, here we go. Flip. Here we go, here we go. All right, I think I need to turn this one up because this game's really soft. The Federation of the Galaxy, Belzer's evil alliance on Darius has resumed its aggressive invasion. Everything looks like fishes in this one, and I'm not actually sure why. I think it's just the house style for Darius. Also, I have to apologize. Since I got this one used, I don't have the instruction booklet for it, so I can't read you hilarious excerpts. You can also tell this was later in the life of the Super Nintendo because they knew how to rotate stuff. 1991. Jesus Christ. Okay. Isn't there cart cleaning fluid? I'm sure there is. I can just use like, I think you can just use rubbing alcohol, honestly, and a Q-tip. I need to get in there and do that. Oddball game I just found out about today. Arm Joe, Les Mis Cross the Fighting Game. Lord Sloth. We played that during the Japanese marathon we had a couple weeks ago. I actually streamed it if you want to check it out. Yeah, it was funny as hell. And I'm glad I actually got it working because I had a lot of trouble getting that one working. All right. I have no idea what the controls are for this one. Oh, okay. Y is shoot gun, B is shoot bomb. And then down is run right the fuck into the ground. This is interesting. It's the only game we played tonight where dying, like, allows you to just continue right from where you were. I got owned. Oh my god, is it 3 lives and then just game over? Oh, holy fuck. Okay. Wow, this is gonna be tough. Oh, you're out to... Wow, you're out to sea at that time? Holy cow. I'm glad you made it back. You enjoy reading a review of it? I can do a review of it sometime. I've been meaning to do a review of... or no, a preview of a game I played at E3, Manifold Garden. I'm gonna try and do a preview of that tomorrow. I should have time. My Father's Day gift, aside from the new iPhone I got today, is some free time to just play games and kind of hang out tomorrow, so. Shit. I'm gonna be catching... Oh my god, game! What a lame-ass thing to do to me. Okay. I don't know how long we're going to be playing this, but I'll do my best. To be more precise, out to ocean, but... No, it doesn't. I know what you mean by out to sea. Why is shoot gun to be... I wonder if the new Darius on Steam is any good. I've heard it's good. Just expensive, yeah? These enemies kind of remind me of ones from Zex's. If you recall was that the first or second game we did for Retro Console Night? I know we did Zex's and Legend of the Mystical Ninja right up front. But I don't remember which one was first and which one was second. Ah, there we go. Bomb upgrade. There we go. Okay, now we're making some progress. I got my shield back and everything's great. These are extremely unimpressive bombs, though. They don't even make a sound when you fire them. And I know better than to fly down and try to blow those things up. Ooh, I got a double shot. Oh no, give me that. No, give me the power up. And now I'm just shooting bombs from everywhere. I'm just hemorrhaging bombs. Alright. Crewing on a private sailboat heading north for hurricanes. Oh, interesting. Ah, now we get lasers instead of bombs. That's cool. Oh, I can just hold them down. Great. Okay. I don't have to mash anymore. Yep. Speed up! Warning, a huge battleship, codename HHO2, Killer Higia, is approaching fast. Right, boss time. Giant fish time. Wow, that is a giant fish, isn't it? In it. I really love that they're actually giant fish. That's not exaggeration. And you have to shoot them in the mouth to kill them. Boom! Got him. It was needed for the part where they're sailing up the Gulf Stream for 72 or so hours. Wow. After Charleston and Beaufort, it was shorter stretches to follow the coast and non-endurance marathon. That was really interesting, Lord Sloth. Alright, we have a choice this time. Do you guys want to go to Planet Danto or Planet Koloba? I'll let you guys pick. Eating at a nice harbor restaurant sounds like it would make it all worthwhile. Excuse me. Oh, God. It's been a long day. Ron says Koloba. We go Koloba. Can't spell either of my names, don't care. So, Vesti was asking earlier what it is that makes a great side-scrolling shooter to me. One reason I was never very interested in the Darius games is I got Darius Twin. And I mean, it's fun. It's definitely a competent side-scrolling shooter. But it's lacking the two things that really make a great one for me, like I mentioned. Interesting upgrades, because mine are just basically the same weapons, just firing faster and doing more damage. But more importantly, interesting set pieces. Like, some of the enemies in this, like this shark that fires smaller sharks, is pretty funny. But it's not really a very compelling set piece. You know what I mean? It's not like super memorable. It's not like the high speed level in Gradius 3. You know, it's not like the aerial dogfight levels or the submarine level in UN Squadron. Like, all of these levels are gonna kind of follow the same pattern. So, yeah. I consider Darius Twin a competent side-scrolling shooter, just, like, not really one of the greats, you know? So, yeah, now I'm shooting giant balls instead of a pair of beams. You're taking a look at Devil Engine. I've never even heard of that. What is that, CM Kruger? The fish remind me of Gyo. If I can... I know there are a couple, like, side-scrolling shooter, like, horror games that I might try to get a hold of. This time we're fighting Emperor Fossil and Queen Fossil, both of which are approaching fast. He needs really fucking awesome music. Yeah, and this one has decent music. I like the boss music. It's pretty good. Oh shit. I forgot this guy fired giant laser beams. Another thing about this one, like, as cool as fish bosses are, they're kind of not as hard, at least the early ones, aren't as hard as the stages themselves. You know? Like, this one's pattern is extremely simple. And basically just wait. Okay, your hitbox is bigger than I thought. I wonder why it's Queen Fossil instead of Empress Fossil. Side-scrolling shooter that came out a few months ago. Has a pretty nice visual look, but doesn't seem to have gotten much notice. Okay, I'll look that up. Devil Engine. If you can think to link it in our Discord and game links, that'll guarantee I take a look at it. Because I go through there pretty regularly and click on everything. What the fuck? hell is that? Alright, I tell you what. Since this game resets you every single time you lose all your lives, I'm going to give this one more attempt. And then we're going to play something else. Because I actually have backups for tonight. Because I really don't feel like grinding these first couple of levels over and over and over and over and over again. Just to get further along. Incrementally further along every time. Alright, we might be moving on sooner than I expected. Stellar interface with roguelike shooting up that fell short on both of those design points for you. I'm starting to think I'm not supposed to do that. I did the same exact thing that I did on my first run through. Oh, cool, thank you. I'm actually gonna click on that right now. Open up in this tab. Devil Engine. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, wow. That's very cool. It has a demo, too. Oh, shit. Everybody check that out. Very nice. Okay. One more try. One more try, and then we'll play a really cool one that I actually completely forgot about until just now. Because it's not quite a traditional shmup. I want to know why these bombs don't kill anything. Like, why are they the weakest ass bombs ever? Also, why are there ship... Okay, that's stupid. Like, the part of the screen that will kill you at the bottom is not where it looks like it should be. I think it's actually the water line. Oh my god, it is the water line, because your weapons don't go any deeper. Your weapons don't go any further than that. No wonder I keep fucking this up. I keep smashing into an invisible wall, essentially. Bacon Copter, you made it! D&D went late, huh? Well, tell me all about it, nerd. I never really played much D&D. I played in 1 or 2 campaigns when I was in school. I was a White Wolf guy. I played so many White Wolf games. I played in White Wolf games. I ran White Wolf games all through high school, all through college. I love that shit. Yeah, massive ground hitbox. Shockingly so. Oh, there goes my shield. Rip shield. And by extension, me. So I think maybe the perfect shoot-'em-up roguelike would be about the length of UN Squadron. I think so too. I think that'd be a really good place to start. I mean, imagine a UN Squadron roguelike with randomized missions. And unlockable ships. That'd be really cool. Honestly, after playing Skyrogue a bunch more after Wednesday, I really wish there was more content in it. I really wish it had God damn it. At least you don't lose all your upgrades when you die. I really wish there was a greater variety of missions. I wish there were periodic story missions or something. I was wondering how a shmup in the style of Alien Soldier boss rush the game would turn out. That's a good question. Best campaign I've been a part of, I've Drunken Master Monk, 5e, Waterdeep setting, one of the main campaign settings, super duper good group, 2 newbies out of 6 PCs. That does sound like fun. And level generation similar to a robot named Fight. I have to check that one out. So many people in the roguelike thread have mentioned a robot named Fight, and apparently it's a really good roguelike Metroidvania. I would eat that up. I would absolutely go nuts for that. This isn't the level I picked before, is it? Because it really looks like it. Is it the level I picked before? Now I'm confused. Control is very similar to Super Metroid. Ooh. That sounds good. I cannot believe this game gives you 3 lives to get through the entire game. 3 lives and no continues. It just seems absurd. I mean, I guess if you want NES hard, here you go. The spread charts are pretty funny, though. Me and my friend want to get into tabletop RPGs, but my friend can't find the time, especially the setup and DMing, so we just stick to Arkham Horror card game. Yeah, I used to do tabletop role-playing a lot in college and when I was living in Japan, because we had a really good expat group for it. Yeah, once I got married, especially after I had kids, just no way. I couldn't really justify being like, hey wife and kids, I'm gonna spend like, even like 1 night a week, just like completely away from you to role play, so. I mean, streaming works because I do it after they go to sleep, so I could join some kind of like night owl D&D group, I guess. Really, I just don't have the time for these things. I'm not playing ARMF because I feel resentful of spike traps. Emperor, yeah. Why is it not Emperor or Empress? Oh shit. I don't want to die. I don't remember if I mentioned to you guys, I actually, a bunch of Nintendo games are on sale on the Switch right now. I finally bought Super Mario Odyssey. Might start that tomorrow during my free time. I don't plan on streaming it, I'm just gonna say. I think Mario Odyssey is gonna be for me and my, Oh my god, that really... Wow. Is it... I just gotta have to pull that off. Because I'm cheap, and I don't buy anything until it goes on sale. And I was gonna buy Mario Odyssey during the... What was it? It was like an Easter sale or something? But the code sold out before I could get it. Please stream New Donk City if nothing else. I'll consider it. I don't know where I'd fit it in the schedule, though. Next week, for Retro Console Night, I was thinking about playing Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 on the NES. Just because everything has been going too good lately. And I feel like, okay, what the fuck is up with this? Like, something like crams in on my weapon and I can't do anything, so. Alright, I think we're done with this guy. So, let me just, haha, I'm back. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we are gonna get away from Darius. Let me scoot back here real quick. And grab the game we're gonna play now. Where are you? Remember I had this. Here we go. Who is familiar with this, I wonder? He just knows the Bubsy animation on the Discord icon. That was all Threep. He knew subbing to the right place. Yeah. I love it. Threep sent me that, and I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid. And then the more I looked at it, the more I was like, yeah, this is actually kind of awesome. It looks really good, too. So y'all be sure to compliment her on it the next time you see her. We're going to play this. Alexay, which is another Konami shoot 'em up. Very different structure from the other ones. I think you guys will be interested in this one. Isn't that worth a lot? It might be. I did some shopping for some of the games that y'all requested on the retro console spreadsheet below, and at one of the stores they had a copy of where is it? Is it there? Is it here? Where did I put you? Bubsy. Clank, 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 clank. No, that's not it. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh my god. Did I just lose the most expensive game I have? Hello, where are you? Okay, am I actually losing my mind here? Where to F is it? Okay, well, I don't know where it is. But they had a copy of Metal Warriors, which we played a couple weeks ago. $200. $200 for a copy of Metal Warriors. I have no idea if Alexay is worth anything. I should probably look through that. Well, I mean, there's no point in me looking them up. Did that not make any noise? Is this actually making noise? Oh no, I think this one just doesn't have sound until you get started. I think. Would you even sell it? No, of course not. I'm gonna keep it forever. I feel like this is supposed to have sound. This is supposed to have sound. I might need to restart this. Oh, ha 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 ha. I'm an idiot. Reset. Switch back to actual gameplay. I'm dumb. All right, I'm gonna put this down here because it's gonna be kind of important for that tonight. I don't know how much Evo's worth. Probably a lot, honestly. Brain went on Google tangent. I learned there was a brutal Doom Bubsy wide. Just look at the values of my collection so if I die early, my kin can know how much to sell stuff for. I think it's Bubsy doing the brutal murdering. Since people get really weird about Bubsy. Oh no, the entire plant blew up. Game over. I'm with you, Bacon Copter. Planets of the Illus solar system are being threatened by a mysterious enemy. The indestructible forces of this enemy are overwhelming the small and tired fleet of the solar system. Click. After months of tenacious enemy attack, only one ship has survived, Alexay. Yeah, the dude who makes Brutal Doom is a huge weirdo. He is seriously messed up. Yeah, he's a racist. Yep. Alright. I don't think we need to set anything up. Let's start. You might also notice the same sound effects using Gradius, since this is another Konami joint. Alright, so, you get to pick your loadout, which you can't see, because my idiot face is in front of it. You have your pod, your side, and your bay. Your pod is basically your main weapon. Your side is kind of like a secondary weapon, and then the bay is for missiles. And there's a diagram on the right side that shows you how it functions. So straight laser is just that. It's a shooty, beamy thing. Yeah, I totally agree, Bacon Copter. That guy went way over the line. He started adding, like, actual, like, yeah. So Round Vulcan shoots in an arc around the Alexay. And didn't some company do that? They didn't use... Are you thinking of, like, the Mortal Kombat developers looking up all kinds of gross murders and stuff? These are the dead Russian ambassador. Oh, jeez. Okay, that wasn't Mortal Kombat. And then,
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
This actually has voice acting. Isn't that fucking cool? All right, here we go. Ta-da! So this is both a vertical and a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and they use oh shit, I forgot how to switch my weapons. I got wrecked. That's how I switch my weapons. So this is a vertical and side-scrolling shoot 'em up, but the vertical stages use Mode 7 graphics, which is pretty cool. Why did I do that? I didn't need to blow that up. I didn't need to blow that up either. I'm doing terrible so far. Whoa, 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 whoa. Take a chill pill. High speed. Sit. Okay, when you run out of lives in this game, you don't immediately die, but you lose the use of the weapon you were using at the time. So now I have to use this double laser. There we go. I think that was the mid-boss for this level. The Round Vulcan isn't super strong, but it is kind of cool that you can, like, adjust the angle of it. Yeah, Alexay is one of those games where it's actually, like, more important than anything not to get hit. Because not only do you lose lives and stuff, but you also lose your actual combat capabilities. Shit. And then if you lose all your shit, yeah, you just get this little pea shooter. So, not looking good for Team Alexay at the moment. Game over. I'm not gonna waste a continue on this. It's still the first stage. I'm gonna reset real quick. Boop. I'm gonna be that guy and say Mode 7 never looks impressive. It always looks bad, honestly. It's not very convincing, because it always ends up looking so incredibly flat. I like the way it was used in Squaresoft games.
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
I like the way it was used in Secret of Mana, and I like the way it was used in Final Fantasy VI. So... yeah, it doesn't look amazing, but it's still a really cool effect for those games. I mean, it's kind of like... it's kind of like all this, like the Super FX games on Super Nintendo, like Star Fox and Stunt Race FX. Like, the 3D that the Super Nintendo could do honestly looked terrible. Because it could only manage, like, a handful of polygons at a time, right? Like, and it ran at a terrible frame rate, and, like, even at the time when I played Star Fox, I thought Star Fox looked like garbage. Mode 7, oh, okay. Yeah, Mode 7 F-Zero is good. I mean, like, F-Zero really plays to its strengths. Because there's, you know, it's just simulating, like, flat, high-speed tracks. It's perfect for that. Yeah, y'all, don't get me wrong, I like Star Fox. I went over to a friend's house last week, and he had the Super NES Mini, and it has Star Fox and the unreleased Star Fox 2 on it. And I played both, and I beat the original Star Fox. I rented the original Star Fox when I was a kid, and I beat it then too. I beat all the paths. I like Star Fox. It's an ugly ass game, and I don't really see how you can argue with that. Star Fox 64 looks pretty good for what it is. I actually played that for the first time at my friend's house, and god damn it, and beat it. I was pretty proud of that. Cook this thing. That was 12 frame rate action. God. Ugh. I lose all my good weapons before I get to the actual boss again. Jesus. Okay. I just don't get past this level. Alexay is pretty damn hard. I will say that. High-speed level action. It's got some very cool levels, though. Also, it has very rudimentary voiceovers, which is cool. I don't remember this boss at all. I don't know what we're fighting. Oh shit! It's a giant space spider. Oh, it actually moves like a spider too. Gross. Oh shit. Okay, cool. That doesn't kill you. That just slows you down. Oh, fuck. Man, that totally didn't hit me. Fuck off with that. Come on, get wrecked. Come on, all the damage. Tons of damage. Deal with it. Oh, I blew its... Okay, there we go. That was interesting. I blew its front chunk out, and then it almost immediately died. Best Boxy 3D game is Bubsy 3D. Does the Konami code work in this game? I don't remember, actually. I'll try it when we're done with it, because in case y'all don't know, the Konami code in Gradius 3 instantly kills you. Up, down, left, right, BA, start. It'll give you a bunch of items, and then as soon as you unpause, you die. You have to input up, down, LR, BA, start for it to work in Gradius 3. Okay, so every level you beat in this game, when you say the game's name, I have to think you're asking Amazon Alexa the question. Every time you beat a stage in this game, you unlock a new piece of equipment. So now we have ground missiles, which we're actually going to take, the explosion bomb, because the next level is a side-scroller. I don't like the art style in this game as much as I do, say, like Gradius or R-Type, but it does have some really nice backgrounds. I think the environments are pretty good. It's mainly just the like the weapon effects. I feel like are kind of underwhelming. This would be critiquing a game from like 1995, like I'm reviewing it. I dimly remember playing this not that long ago. It's been a while since I did any retro gaming. Any retro gaming outside of the channel. Oh, fuck. It's great. If you collide with enemies, you just straight, like, that's it, you die. I think we're inside one of those, like, rotating space colonies. Judging from the background, it's pretty cool. I think on the approach we saw a bunch of like ruined ones in the background. That was a weird ass thing. What the hell was that? What the hell? I totally could not see what it was that was hitting me. Oh, this is... Oh, shit. Okay. Apparently you have extremely basic... God damn it. Apparently you have extremely basic... What the fuck? You have extremely basic forward-firing weapons. God damn it. An O'Neill cylinder. Yeah, there you go. All right, we will continue off this one.
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
That's a really clear recording, too. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm actually really excited to mark off a bunch of games on the retro spreadsheet as actually beaten on stream, because that's not something I tend to do very often. Honestly, I should look into getting some more shmups on Super Nintendo, because there's some really good ones. There's some really weird ones. There's that one, Phalanx? Everybody knows that one. It's the one with the old man with the banjo on the cover. It was actually like a hard sci-fi shooter. I've actually heard the game itself is kind of unremarkable, but it just has a really, really memorable cover. Can we blow this thing up? Yes, there we go. And that time I didn't get mysteriously murked by anything. Oh, these? Oh, interesting. Okay. So the missiles I have been using are not the actual ones that I selected. These are. Interesting. The equipment system in this game is kind of confusing. Ah, shit, okay. Yeah, own him. Fucking crush him. There we go. If I can keep these bombs, I might be able to just... Zero wing on the Genesis. It was Genesis. Yeah. My buddy had a Genesis emulator in college, and I got to give it a try. Wholly unremarkable side-scrolling shooter. Just fucking nothing interesting about it other than that opening. This door's been blown open. Spoopy. Spooky-doodles. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, okay. Jesus. I thought I completely screwed myself there. Okay, I gotta be more careful. There we go. I never noticed the pulsating lights on my ship either. I know, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Oh, I remember this guy! This might be the wrong-ass weapon for this, actually. This thing has some really weird attack patterns, too. Basically, you gotta wait until his insides start glowing. I think he just... Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go, there we go. Yeah, as long as he's walking forward, we'll walk into that shit. Come on. I kind of... I was kind of hoping I'd just wreck him before he started his stupid pattern. This always looked to me like the Apple version of the Ed 209. Just lots of smooth lines and colors and everything. It doesn't collapse constantly on itself. Boom! One universal thing I remember about my SNES experience was the bleeding reds of an old TV, yeah. It's never... These old consoles, through like RCA connections, or especially if you use the old coax connections, are never as crisp as you remember. It's a real shame. I have, actually, I don't think I mentioned this to you guys. My good buddy that I visited was nice enough to give me an NES Classic Edition. So all the games on this, let's see here. Unfortunately, it's only the original Ninja Gaiden on this one. But yeah, when we do classic NES games, this is another option that I have. I can stream them in HD instead of this blurry, fuzzy deal we have to deal with.
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
After playing his SNES Mini, I really, really badly, desperately want to get one of those. I never really thought about it because I still have my Super Nintendo, but I mean, honestly, it has Earthbound. Like, it would be infinitely cheaper for me to just get an SNES Mini to play Earthbound than it would be to try and get an Earthbound cart. God damn it. I get a cool ass new weapon and I lose it immediately. This is a pretty neat level since you're flying over a city and can crash right the fuck into stupid pipes. Also, the city's firing at you, like anti-air or whatever. So you gotta watch out for all those big colorful balls moving up. NES Classic still only has Tecmo Bowl. Yep. Yep. Life is hard. I love how weirdly peppy the music is for this stage too. The other problem with these Mode 7 sequences is that sometimes enemies come over the horizon really fast at you, and you don't really have enough time to respond to what's going on. Jeez, what the fuck? It just fucking rammed me. There we go. I got extra life at least. Totally murdering civilians while debris dropping on them. Yep. Alexay plays for keeps. Oh, this reminds me of another game I want to get. Because I was talking about like horror-themed shoot-em-ups. I think one reason that's always stuck in my mind, there was an old NES shoot-em-up called, I think it was called Abadox, where you played this this power suit sent by a dying Earth into the core of this like alien, like this bio-organic alien spaceship that's in the process of destroying Earth. And like that last level of Gradius III, basically the entire game is like that. And like everything is really bloody and meaty and like horrifying. I think I played it on emulator once or twice. It's pretty hard, like any SNES or like any NES shoot 'em up. Oh shit! It's a maze. It's a maze. Ah, I did it. It's a miracle. Good old space maid. It's that background from Gradius III. I still don't know what that guy's saying. It sounds like Earthling about. Obviously, it's not that simple for this boss. It's a giant flying hat. Damn it. I'm also not sure what's going on with it. Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck, indeed. Fuck's sake. Like, it's some kind of, like, weird illusionary thing. The way it, like, phases around and stuff. I don't know. Oh shit. Oh, wow. I actually dodged that. Alrighty. We got another missile. They really don't want to give you side weapons. Because I guess they realized they designed a bunch of encounters around having, like, this, like, round Vulcan. Sure, we'll take custom bombs.
Installation is complete. Good luck.
Oh, this level. I got stuck on this level for ages when I was a kid, and I first got this one. I've beaten this game, but it was a rough experience. It was a very rough experience. It's quite a bit of clustering. For fuck's sake! Wow, I just died instantly. Yeah, we'll continue, why not?
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
Arms installation is complete. Good luck. I do like how placid this level is. The understated music. Oh man, someday we are going to play Super Castlevania 4. And I am going to talk endlessly about how much I love that game's atmosphere. and the sound design in it, because it is fucking masterful. What they did with the soundtrack in that game and the environments. Super Castlevania 4 is probably my favorite of the classic Castlevania games because it's the only one to me that actually feels at all like horror. And I know it's still kind of a goofy game, especially if, you know, you read the instruction manual shit about it. But I really feel like it nails like the horror vibe that the I don't think the NES ones ever quite get there. I think that the NES ones are great games, and they have really good horror theming. But like Super Castlevania 4 actually has shades of horror in its atmosphere, which is something I always really appreciate. Is that the bad one? That's a shitty version of Rondo? No, that's Castlevania Dracula X, which I have, and we can play sometime. I will not promise to beat that one because the final boss sucks so hard. Like, I can handle all the other garbage in that game, but the final boss is just stupid. It's so stupid. It's like the final boss from original Castlevania, like Dracula, except like all of his moves have been punched up to make it virtually impossible to find an opening, and you fight him on pillars. You don't even fight him on like solid ground. It is such garbage, and I hate it. And it particularly frustrates me because it's one of those situations. Also, I like the water effects on this. It really frustrates me because it's one of those situations where I sat down and I worked super hard to get through the whole game one day with the intent of beating it, and I got all the way to the final boss, and the final boss was just such bullshit that like I lost the will to beat the game. And I hate doing that. I hate putting in all that time to get to the very end of a game and then not actually finishing it. Goddamn Rondo. I know. You guys are so big on Rondo. I gotta play it eventually. Stupid egg pulling, whatever the fuck's. Oh hey, it sells. Just like Gradius. And little, whoa, shit. Oh, okay, those don't kill you, they just weigh you down. Well, that's gonna be a problem, isn't it? Fuck. Get away from me. Everybody get the fuck away from me. Hey, no, fuck off. I don't want any. I don't want it. Is Rondo on... No. We can check and see if Rondo's gonna be part of the Castlevania collection that's coming out soon-ish. I think it is, actually. Speaking of Castlevania, I hope you like the Steam gift I sent. Voltic Surge. Whoa, hang on, timeout. What have you done? What did you do? No fucking way. Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, Voltic Surge. Thank you so much. Dude, y'all, Voltic Surge sent me Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Like the full game. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Okay, we're definitely gonna stream that when that comes out. Oh, that is so kind of you, man. You guys are the best. You really are. And I mean that to all of you. Whether you've gifted me games, whether you're subscribed, whether you donate bits, or if you're just here. If you are just here hanging out, like, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. Like, y'all make this so worthwhile. I really cannot thank you enough for all the stuff you guys have done for me. Man, that is, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, I was probably gonna pick that up at some point because, you know, it's basically a new Castlevania game, and the one we played, Bloodstained, what was it? Curse of the Moon? Was that the name of it? I mean, that was great. Oh shit, come on. That one was great too. So I mean, it stood to reason the whole thing was gonna be really good. Yeah, I hope so too, man. Well, you know what? We'll find out together. I'll stream it a night or two. We'll check it out. We'll all be super happy together. We'll all be disappointed together. Okay, I did it. That's what matters. Dude, we're all Egavania fans. I don't know how you couldn't be. I mean, in theory, I kind of understand the people that prefer the original, like the original Castlevanias, I guess. But like, Egavanias are just so good.
Arms installation is complete.
They're so insanely good. You know, guys, this game might only have 5 or 6 levels. Don't think of it. The lava worm level. I don't actually remember how many levels it has. This is the last level I remember for this game. I remember, oh shit. I remember who the boss is, but I don't remember anything after that. Okay, this is a weird ass weapon. Almost made a spice joke. Hard not to, really. What the fuck are these things? Get away! Get away from me. God damn it. Okay. Alright, I got one more credit after this, so. Do needle cracker. We'll go back to Round Vulcan. That other thing didn't really seem all that useful.
Installation is complete. Good luck.
It's true in Gungeon. I wonder if we'll ever see any more new Dune stuff. Like new Dune video games, or just, I mean, really anything with it. I really enjoyed the original movie. I know they did a remake back in the late 90s, early aughts. I wasn't very interested in, even though it was supposed to be more accurate, I think, to the original. I'm gonna use the oh shit, it's the dragons from, oh fuck. It's the dragons from Gradius 3. I'm gonna use the Konami code at the end, because I don't want to risk it, like, self-destructing my ship like it does in Gradius 3. But yeah, we'll try the Konami code before we stop for the night. Ghidorah from the awful Netflix Godzilla anime. Sandworman. Hey, buddy. Oh, shit. I guess that doesn't, when they explode all over you, I guess that doesn't actually hurt. Oh, God. 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 Okay. This is one of the few, shoot 'em ups, that I've ever seen that has, like, status effects, basically. I've noticed a lot of attacks, they don't destroy you, they just slow you down. Like that last boss had that lightning attack, which you couldn't really avoid, but it didn't hurt you, it just, what the fuck killed me? I would like this game a lot more if it didn't have so many instant kills. Like, if it actually stuck to the whole, like, your loadout is your life bar thing. explode all over you, I guess it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt when I do it, so why should it hurt when they do? It actually gives you all the power-ups when you do the canonical. Oh, it does! Okay, thanks, Alesh. I might use it to beat the game then. Hey, check this dude out. So we gotta shoot this guy in his stupid chest to reveal... Come on, do the thing. His disgusting green heart. Blow it up. Blow up his heart. Blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. Man, I love cluster bombs. I love cluster bombs and shoot 'em ups. I love anything that you shoot and it keeps doing damage. Did it! Oh, I melted. That's cute. Oh, Gradius 3. If you check before you unpause and explode, you can see the power-ups are given. What system is this? This is Super Nintendo. Hey, Hanzo Sword. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I think this one's actually really good. The Wind Laser. Yep, I am playing Alexay on the original Super Nintendo. You can see it in the background here.
Arms installation
Explosion bomb.
Good luck.
This... You know, I'm not even gonna guess. I don't know. There we go. Yeah. Wind Laser, pretty good shit. Yeah, I don't remember this level at all. So, see how it goes. Best team. Never gets old, does it? Just never gets old. Hey, I got an extra life. Thank God. Get through this level. This weapon has... I cannot believe I did that. This weapon has some of the craziest spread I've ever seen in a shoot-'em-up weapon. Oh my God. I glanced at chat for like half a second. Oh, hello. Well, that was great, wasn't it? Hang on. Let's try the Konami code. Let's just see what happens. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Didn't do a damn thing. All right. Up, up, down, down. No. Hang on. Let's do it the Gradius 3 way. Up, up, down, down, L, R, B, A, start. It's not doing anything. That's odd. This is a Konami game. It has to do something. It has to do something. Man, I really do not want to do this whole level again after I get murked by the boss. What the hell are you? What the hell is... Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. What's going on here? I don't think I can destroy that walker. And I think I need its light for something. This might be the last level? I can tell. Oh god, oh shit. Jesus, okay. That sounds bossy. Oh shit. Damn it! Oh, I panicked. Alright, there's an alternate version of the Gradius 3 Konami code that doesn't blow you up. Yeah, it's up, up, down, down, L, R, B, A, start. Doesn't seem to do anything in this. Oh, Christ almighty, I have to do this whole thing over again.
Arms installation is complete. Good luck.
My 13 seconds of Googling Alexay Konami code came up with nothing, so I'm giving up forever. That's what I expect of you, Bacon Copter. I expect nothing more than the absolute minimum effort. Okay. Oh my god. Well, this is off to a fantastic start. I dodged into a capital ship. Some discount Battletech robot. I swear, your emojis are art, dude. Okay. Let's carefully preserve the rest of these lives I have here. Somehow. Destroy it. Blow 'em up. Blow up the ship. Destroy the ship. There we go. Yeah. Just... Whoa! Come on! Ugh! Stupid ships. I gotta be... Oh, sweet. I got an extra life. I was about to say, it's not looking real good for us tonight. Let's see how this goes. This is the last thing I'm doing tonight, so once we're out of continues, that's it. Win or lose, so. But like I said, next Saturday, tentative plan is to do Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 on the NES. Ninja Gaiden 2 I know I can beat. Ninja Gaiden 1 I know I can't beat. But I will make an honest effort. So yeah. Monday night we're gonna be doing an encore of Yakuza 0. We're just gonna be doing a bunch of random side stuff. Wednesday we're gonna be doing multiplayer Skyrogue and some more Domina for roguelike night. Next Friday, I don't know. I have not decided. I'm not really requesting new review copies of things at the moment. So we might end up going through a bunch of Curator Connect garbage. Oh! Hanzo Sora, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you for summoning our boy Kiryu, too. I beat Yakuza 0 last Monday. Oof. What an experience that was. But yeah, I do retro console stuff every Saturday. Occasionally Switch stuff. Like, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing Super Mario Maker 2. God damn it. I knew that was going to happen, too. Oh, no. Get through the door. Get through the door. Wait, is this something? Oh. What the what? What the what? Okay. Oh my god, I want to die. No! No! Panicked. I hate panicking. Okay. I really need to not screw anything up now. Really need to not screw anything up. I'm pretty sure this is the last level in the game. Oh my god, dude. These enemies are so obnoxious. I got a bad feeling about that. Worst feeling about that. Oh. No! I was so close. No. Konami. Alright, well. I gave it the old college try. Which was, yeah. Play it for like 30 minutes and then give up on it, so. Oof. I almost want to give that another try. I know, Bacon Copter. I should do better, shouldn't I? I might actually try this again another time. I'm pretty confident I could do it, and it's not like teeth grindingly bad like some of the stuff we've played. That had to be like right at the end too. So, It's too late here, though. I'm super tired, so. Alright, guys. Well, that was Retro Console Night. Thank you for showing up for it. I really like the sprinkler laser during the Mode 7 sequences. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? So yeah, we beat UN Squadron. We beat Gradius 3. Darius Twin was kind of... And then Alexay, almost there. Almost had it, so... I might look into getting some more side-scrolling shooters on Super Nintendo. I have some for all my other systems that we'll probably play sometime. We're definitely gonna do like our Type Final and Gradius 5 on the PS2 sometime. We're definitely gonna do Mars Matrix on the Dreamcast. We'll do Original Gradius on the NES. We could try the Game Boy ones, but they're ugly. They're pretty rough. So yeah. Alright, gang. Well, let's get up close and personal. Say our goodbyes. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into getting Super R-Type and R-Type 3 for the SNES. I'll have to look into how expensive they are. I think R-Type 3 came out near the end of the system's lifespan, so it'd probably be like super expensive. But yeah, cool. All right, guys. The stream froze on. Hopefully it's still going. My stream monitor froze on me going like this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you for the follows, the subs, the bits. Just thanks for being here. It's always great. It's always a party. I love you guys. I do. I really do. Don't forget, more Yakuza. The final night. The final night of Yakuza 0 on Monday. More Skyrogue and Domina on Wednesday. More, I don't know what, next Friday. And then, yeah, let's do Ninja Gaiden next Saturday. I'm sure that'll just be a thing. So, yeah, y'all take care. Hopefully I'll see you on Monday. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day tomorrow. Happy Pride Month. Right in the middle of Pride Month. Don't forget. Be proud. Be proud of all your LGBTQ plus friends. So, yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.